Okay, we discussed about creating a project uh, like in a solution, and we saw like how to create a data flow task inside the control flow, and then several I know with, and we saw about creating connection managers, and we saw how we extract and load the data into source and destinations. So today we'll dig deep into a few of them, and I'd like to use the existing project. So for that, we can go with this option, open project solution. That brings up the window. You can see this window. So in that again, okay. So inside this project, if you remember, we created demo solution. That is this. So whenever you want to open an existing project, you can directly go on to the file explorer and double click on this particular solution file, or just go on file open and project solution option that, and this solution you have to select and just click on open. That brings us the existing project where we left off after the saving point. So whatever the saving point that we did last moment, that will be bottom. So one moment, it's just loading. See, whatever we have created yesterday, those are all available now. And as part of that, we actually disabled this particular data from this one. We created this to show, to see how an inter-database connection works. So this, we moved our data from AdventureWorks to Pract database, AdventureWorks database to Pract database. So that is an inter-database connection, you can say. So here we have connection managers. Same way you can actually create, or like the multiple connection managers for the file type as well, and like flat files, you can say. So for now, I'd like to show you another one. Let me disable this as well. Let me create another data flow task. I'd like to name it data flow task for the flat file. So DFT flat file, I'll say this. So inside this again, source assistant and definition assistant. Source assistant for to get the data from some of this database tables. So source, I'd like to keep the same one, the SQL server, which is also AdventureWorks database, and I'd like to take persons table from this. So it's just a drag and drop. Double click on this tile. You will see what is the name of the table that you want to get. So for this, I'd like to use a persons table for now. So person, I have it. Yes, person table, I have it. Person table, and just click on OK. This removes the cross mark on my data tile, on my OLEDB source tile. That means this particular tile is now proper. And I'd like to place one more destination assistant. That is, I'd like to save it to the Excel file. For that, I have to create a new connection manager again. So whenever you want to put some data into any of the file type or any of the destination, If it is available already, you can choose that, or if it is not available, you might have to go and create new one. Okay, for that, I'm just going on new. So that brought me here. So Excel file path I'd like to create. So for now, I don't have any Excel file created. So let me put on to same project folder. And here it is asking for the Excel file to choose. As I don't have it, let me create one quickly. Is my voice loud and clear?
Yes.
Here I've just created a book Excel file called book one. Let me rename to destination.
ఏదానికి సౌండ్ చూస్తావా నా సెల్ నా దాని గురించి అంటావు నువ్వు
Go on mute, please.
దానికి ఉన్నప్పుడు నీ ల్యాప్టాప్ అది సౌండ్ వస్తుంది.
So guys, if you want to speak up anything, please raise a hand. I'll unmute mic whenever possible. So this actually saves all others from getting disturbed. So I've just changed the setting. So whenever you want to speak something, just raise your hand on that. So this is the destination. That is Excel file that I've created just a moment back. And I'd like to use this as my destination. See here now, this is the location in the project. See users, happy desktop, Verma, training sessions, and projects. So this is where my destination.xlsx file lies on. So, and I would like to set this destination file, and I don't have any data inside my Excel file. So that says this particular thing we need to uncheck. It says that first row has column names. If we have our like Excel file created with the column names, that means first row should be of column names. If we create it in such way, we can just tick this. As I did not create that particular Excel file with any of the data, I'm just going on unchecking this particular option. So let me click on OK. This will create a new connection manager for me. See here, Excel connection manager found. And it has a cross mark on this. So why is it so? Available input columns. They want to continue editing for available properties of window. Yes, I'd like to. So no tables, not required. It says the requested OLEDB provider is not registered. Is it ready to bit? Okay, let us just create a connection here first. No table views could be loaded. So just a moment, guys, it's still loading. Seems that we don't have any of the columns inside this Excel file. Let me take these columns. So I'd like to take only name, title, first name, middle name, last name, suffix, and I don't want the rest of the columns. Let's do this for now. And let me create a few of this column names inside my Excel file. So that goes name, title, middle name, and the last name. And suffix. So here we have only those columns, and let me save this file. So let me rename this sheet to sheet 1. One moment, I'm just And name of the Excel sheet. Oh, yes, guys. So previously, when we tried with the destination assistant with the Excel connection manager, it had one issue that with the 32-bit drivers. So in my system, I could not I wouldn't be able to do this Excel destination. I mean, with the destination assistant as Excel. So for now, I'm just using the flat file connection. For the flat file, I'm just using this particular other destinations drilled down, and here we have like multiple destinations available. So in that, we are using the flat file destination. So creating is common that just drag and drop this flat file destination and double click on it, and we if we can do all this data, I mean the connection mappings. So file name you can browse in here. So whatever the file name, this is sample file that we just created now, and try opening it. So it says how do we what is this delimited options and all stuff. So format, we are selecting delimited. Delimited in the sense every time for every new value that's been logging in, there will be one particular special character to separate the each and every column data in the row. And we are using CRNLF, that is for row delimiter. That means that for every end of the row, this character will be placed on. So this you can change it as well if you really want to, or if you want your data to be in one particular format where you can read it in an easiest way possible for you. So just go with this. And columns, you can take it off. So this is how you create a new flat file connection. And for now, I have one. Let me execute and show you what is the contents of the file. So let's start. So this particular database table has the persons table from which I've taken only specified number of columns. Say only the name related number of columns. See a name, title, first name, middle name, last name, and suffix. That's all I've taken. So these are the columns that should be available inside my sample file which I have created locally, and these are the columns that I should have in. So this Excel connection manager is very long, no longer need them, so we can delete all of them. So we have now flat file only available. So to see the data, what is actually flowing through the control flow, you can actually see enable data viewer such that you can see the data which is available or flowing through this particular connection. So let's start this. What it says. So it open one window which actually has 9,934 rows. We have taken title, name, middle name, last name, and suffix only. So these are all the rows that are available. So these will be stored into my flat file. With one of the special characters being delimited with. So let me close this. If you can press detach, it will like close this particular window and starts executing from the point where it's left off. See in the background, if you can notice, this particular task has been like marked with green tick, and this one is like still rolling around. So this is because we have placed a data pivot like in between the source and destination. So whenever you have this source and destinations in between the data viewer, so the process will actually wait for you to post this data viewer or to press this like go to next, and this is sequential task, you can say. So one after another one. So if you go on press detach, it says this particular task has been completed successfully now. So let me close this window and see if we have the data inside our text file or not. So let me open the text file and share that text file content with you. See this? If you can notice moment, this is destination folder, which is created 1022. That did not work out for us. That is because of our driver issue, which is 32-bit inside of 64-bit system. So that's have some problem. And the next one, this sample file that I have created and loaded my data into. So let me double click on that. It will get open. And can you guys see the screen, or will I have to share? Okay, let me share this as well. So this is the window, like okay. So this is the sample text file contains. It contains like lots of data that with like number of columns. You can say all the data has been like delimited with comma. See, if you can notice, there is a blank in the like at the front, and this directly started with comma. So what this actually says that there is some data like which is null previous to this column. So previous to Ken is his first name. The first thing that we did manage here is that title, I guess. So here, the title and the first name, middle name, last name, and suffix. And the titles being missed here. So for some of the data, it's mentioned as null. So there's no title being mentioned or no title being given into the database. So it just actually kept blank and went on with a new column data. So that is his first name. Okay, it went with middle name, and last name is, Sanchez, and it followed with comma. Why is that? It is because after the last name we have suffix being mentioned. So we don't have any suffix. So let's say if we have any suffix, let's say a, that is stayed here like this, or else this way. Let's look at some other data if we have any other suffix. If you can notice this particular row, it has miss, and followed by comma. So previous rows it started with comma, is to mention that there is some data like before the comma that is null, and here it's the comma is after miss, and then Miguel A. Erickson, and it's followed with comma, and we don't have any data after the comma. So let's see if we have any the row with suffix being mentioned. Here we have one. It says he doesn't have any title available for him, and his name is Gary E. Altman, and his suffix is 3. It's a Roman number. It's actually you can say few, like you might have seen a few actors' name saying Robert Downey Jr. So that junior goes with suffix. Robert Downey is his name. So that's how it goes. The sample, it is now clear that if the data in the particular row has come to an end, there will not be any special character available after that. Okay, if there is comma available in the row of the file, so that means there is some data, but it is null. If we have any other data available, that will comes along with data format. So let me show that in SSMS as well. Get the SSMS window open, and we'll see what actually the data is and how it actually delimited. So this is one way of seeing the data. So this we discussed how we actually can remove one of the columns that to be put into the destination tables and destination files. So let's just open. Yeah, it has. Let me share that as well. I guess you can see this particular screen now of the SSMS. Quick confirmation, please. Okay. Let's go on to new window and see in the Adventure Data Box, Adventure Data Works database, and then we have our table called person table. So it is person not person table. That means in the person schema there is a table called person table. So in this I just want the name. So whatever the type things that we actually taken from our exercise package that I would like to display. So title, first name, middle name, and last name and suffix. So these are the things that we taken out. If you will notice, whatever the columns that has null value has directly like with the comma directly. This let us compare the data between the windows. whatever the titles that have been like have null values, that's been directly kept as no value in the text file, and just directly comma and then king, comma, j, comma, sans serif. And then there is a comma but no value after the comma. So this is one row that we have taken from our database table. So are we clear so far? So I don't need this file anymore. Let me close this off and so here we have learned how to create a text file destination. So same way you can also create one more that actually reads data from this text file and then puts back into some database, or reads data from Excel connection manager and then puts back into the same one, or into the database tables. That also you can do. So all the things that remain constant as this. So just go and create new connection manager. So there is one particular interview question which is pretty much important one. That is what a connection manager is. So for that, you might have got your answer by now. So revise for yourself, and let's move on to the next one. So till now, in the ETL part, we have just discussed about extraction and the loading part only. So that is with extract from different database, or different file formats. And put into different file formats, such as like into other databases and into like flat files. That we saw. So we have another things that are to be discussed. Are those? These are the things that we should be discussing. Here, there are plenty of other things that also can be like discussed. We have aggregate functions and conditional split data conversions. Data conversions can be used same as try-cast and try-convert functions in SQL Server. So that functions we use to convert the data in one data type to the data in another data type. Let's say I have some text information which actually mentioned in the quotes. That means it's NVARCHAR text. So in that, again, I have, let me show you this way. That would be a clear one. So I have some text data, say this. This is pretty much straightforward that it is in NVARCHAR data type. So to convert this to an integer or into float in the sense you will get with the decimal points, that is 0.5 also you will be getting. So to convert into that, we'll be using try-cast or try-convert functions that actually converts your data into integer or float data type. So same way, we have something called data conversion. In one of our this also one of the tasks that can be done. See here, we double click on it. As per what are the available columns and how do you want to convert into different data types. See the description here. Configure the properties used to convert the data type of an input column to a different data type, depending on the data type to which column is converted. set the length, precision, scale, and code page for the column. So just state that while we are converting from source to destination, we can actually see we can actually convert the data from one data type to another data type. So here we have plenty of things that can be discussed. So let us just remove this connection for now. And let's see what this row actually returns. See, this is the one of the transformation that are available for us. Is available for us. Let's see what it actually returns. So just place on style and give the connection, input connection. So this we call input mapping, and then variable null specified by the variable name property is not valid. So let's just double click on it. What is the count that you want on? That you should be selecting in here. So for that again, edit. Let's go with advanced editor. So these and all that are available. And this is the input columns that are available for this. So I'd like to take all of them. Error and DFT flat file. So the row count 116 is a variable null. So let me take only the values without null. So that would be just see the flat file. The first names. Let me resize this window. Click on OK. Again, what is it? It has something called null. So let me click on this database columns. That is because we have only columns with specified number of things. So let me select all and click on OK. So that means I would like to check all the columns now, and then available columns. For this, we need to go and again check in the advanced editor. Input columns. So for this, we can use row GUID, read only. Again, we are missing something. What was that? What is it? Error DFT flat file. Okay, we don't have any output connection that is being defined for us. So let me put on the derived column, and let me execute on this. Let's see if we can change the variable name. We are not able to change the variable name yet. Oops. Just a moment, we'll create the new one. Where did it go? Row count. Let me delete all this. Oops, why it is not moving? Okay, let's not waste the time and get the connection into here. And what it says is that the variable of null specified by the variable name property is not a valid variable. Need a valid variable name that we will define. So again, we're trying to write read only. Holy hell! We are checking on like writing the property on the read only column. That is not at all possible. That is because the table column is being defined as read only. The GUID will be always the read only. Let me just try any of the other ones and see what we will get. Again, the read only variable. Let me just check where I'm missing. We glance actually thought of what is this error. So it actually says that we need to set into one of the variables. See, this row count will be a random number or the count of the rows in the table for that. So we might need a variable to we might need a table variable. For that, we actually have to create a new variable. That is, let's say, count variable, count var, scope within this package only, and then which is the int 32 data type. So we can store up to 32,000 values. And the expression, let's not put this anything. The So you guys can see the anywhere state operations. Yes. And edit. Here we user variable system count var. Just click on OK. And let me hide this. So this actually, remove the cross mark, which actually taken enable the data over here. Okay. So this particular row count value will actually return the number of rows that this particular task has been got from the OLEDB source. That will be put under one of the local variables. So that we have just created with this option called variables. So here you can see the number of variables that are available. And I have placed the data viewer here, and let's see what will be our output. So it's just going on with the OLEDB source. And let's detach this. It says the data is being flown through, and there are like 19,000 972 rows that are being passed through. So this is how use the row count transformation between our data flows. So any doubts so far or any confusion so far time? Any doubts so far, guys? We might have to use again the script task to see this what is the variable count that is available inside this when we are going with the flow. That we will be discussing. That is pretty advanced topic in the SSIS. So any doubts so far?